Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Monteith, Guthrie County, Iowa. This is a map by DR Modding. Well, so we're gonna see if we can play this. This is the now third installment of Can I Play Insert Map Name here, and the insert map name here in this case is going to be Monteith, Iowa, which is in the full sort of loading screen. It says Monteith, Guthrie County, Iowa. So that's where we are. This is an atypical map for what I would typically look at to play in Farming Simulator. This map is well. Here, let's look quickly at the PDA. All right, so that's what we're looking at here. It is fairly simple. One main road that runs right through town. One side road, which the starting farm where we are right here. Starting farm if you're playing like New Farm or whatever. I'm not going to go through what you get or what the fields or whatever. You can figure that out if you want to play the map. But yeah, so there's an animal dealer up here. I believe that's what this is. Nope, that's a cow barn. Yeah, but that should be, my guess is that should be an animal dealer. Anyways, the map the map does not have a lot, so it is quite basic as far as what it comes with. So you kind of, if you want to play this map, have to sort of make do or build out some of your own stuff, from what I gather. But I'll show you why that I would consider playing this map over where typically I wouldn't play like a large field. This kind of I want to say American farming, but there's also a lot of Canadian farming that looks like this too. From what I gather, the area is primarily soybeans and corn. So that's actually what the map has planted when you get onto it. I think that's all what this is, right? Corn and soybeans. So, and look at this. So these fields, like that field there is 76 acres. This field is 106 acres. This field here is 62, like 105. So these are some big boy fields anyways. So yes, I would typically not look at this kind of farming. I guess not just the field, right? It's the entire land. I guess all the land is that size. So this thing also includes some woods down here. Yeah. So I want to show you what I was thinking and why we're here anyways. So but yeah, this is, I mean, the map is absolutely beautiful. I swear, like driving around this map, I did some looking around. I did a lot more looking around here than I typically would do when loading into a map. Like at Comsden at the time, and now Oak Bridge, and then Palanier, very different from something like this. Those are without question. I could launch in there blind and figure out a way to play. They fit my gaming life totally. This is, on the other hand, is a stretch, but I kind of look at this as an opportunity to play almost like a wilderness map. I also have a loadout here that we're going to use to drive around the map. But let's launch up for a second here. Yeah, so that's that cow barn. That's just straight up a cow barn. That's not. That is not a cow selling point. Anyway, so we're in the kind of top corner, northwest corner, I guess, looking down and across this map, and it's just it's beautiful. The river, the rolling hills, of which they are rolling. The textures are great. All of these roads are built with I like to see that like this, where it's like, look, you've got the sort of cut grass in the middle of the road, and then the sides are starting to become overgrown. Little electrical box and stuff there. Like the details are there, right? So, and it's the subtle details that make something like this really feel real. Don't know whether we could have done a little bit more on this road, but anyways, regardless, wait till you see the main road. The main road does it for me. But so if you look down here, we'll look back up at this farm. Yeah, like check that out. Like how and maybe you've never had the opportunity to drive down a country road, but I mean, I feel like I've driven down this road 100 times when I'm out doing some of the stuff I got to do with my company. But it has that feel to it. So on one hand, it has that feel that it's got that kind of realism feel to me, where I feel like I've been here before. But then I think there's also there's some life to it because there is some traffic. There's a little bit of infrastructure, not much. And then there's a whole bunch of pre-built fields. There's two spots in particular. One I have spent some time looking at. One I have not. I want to check them both out to see if it's something we could do. So just in regards to this loadout here. So this starting farm here, this is not my intention. I wouldn't come to this map, buy this farm, and then try to farm these massive fields. I don't have any interest in doing that. That is not why we're here. Anyways, so my loadout, I just literally wanted to tow. Anyways, whatever. It's just being dumb. But we loaded up a Deutz here. It's a Stevie mod, so it had some additional power, I think, and colorization and stuff like that. Loaded it onto this Flegel flat deck trailer. Try to find a trailer that I could tow behind this truck was kind of hard. This is a mod that I found on Itch. Again, by all accounts, looking at the comments on the mod and the sort of change log in that, it looks like this was the whoever the person who made this mod made it. I'm assuming they bought a 3D model off of somewhere or converted this from something, and I don't know what. I don't think we would necessarily use this in a playthrough, but I had to use it here because the truck's just awesome. I don't know whether I picked the right color scheme, but anyways, could be a little bit loud. So here, we'll just fire it up right now. So if it sounds, first of all, it sounds amazing. It's a Duramax turbo, so you'll hear the turbo. Anyways, yeah, it just looks amazing. The Carhartt edition. But we're not going to ride in here. We're going to ride out here, and yes, that could be a little bit loud. Uh-oh. Maybe we're not going to be towing something. All right, I literally. Oh, wait. I know why. Yeah, I had locked the trailer, so it was because it's like a dolly trailer. In order to back it up, I locked it. Never mind. That's the very first time I've ever used that mod, actually. So that's why. Anyways, whatever. Okay, so we're gonna go for a bit of a drive and just look and admire as we go, because this is beautiful. Now, I can only imagine the large percentage of my viewership who is down in the U.S. I don't know where exactly because it doesn't tell me where, but I'm kind of anticipating there would be a lot of people that would appreciate a map like this. I think they're currently. I can't think of many people that are actually making content on this map right now. I believe the sort of squad bucked up farms, former pickle, what's the guy, Rhino something, are all doing a playthrough roleplay series on this, which looks like super fun. It looks like it'd be so much fun to be involved with. Anyway, just goofing around really, but I believe they're on this map, an early version of it. But I can't think of that I've seen a lot of people playing on this. I did have to download it externally of ModHub, so it's not on ModHub. Maybe I have no idea what the plan is, whether it will be on ModHub or not, and so therefore right now this would be a PC only map. But I just like the way everything looks here. Like, okay, so here's the road. And good on Giants and FS. So I don't know. Like, I watch Gaming Joy when he goes around and looks at maps, and can tell he's like, oh, that's the new kind of road, or that's the old kind of road. I have no idea whether that's a new road or old road. To me, I don't remember seeing anything like this in the post office in FS22. The fact that there's it's not smooth may tell me that this is kind of the new type of road or whatever. I have no idea. But what I do like is that when you look down this road, it's not even straight, and it's got some bumps and stuff into it. You'll see when we go down this way, there's an actual substantial jog in the road. I bet you we could find this on Google Maps. This I looked it up. There is a Monteith, Iowa. I didn't look to see what county it was in, but it's there. So I'm going to assume right now that these are actual proper signs. But yeah, like the shoulder here looks good. The ditches look good. Like, I don't know. This is awesome. This is not what normally I shy away from. Okay, let's. I mean, I don't want to talk bad about maps, but because every map has, it suits your personal taste. But like, for example, Frankenmuth, I'd like to play on the map, but to me it just feels like, I guess probably because it's super flat too. But it just feels like things are just placed on the map, like, and I've said this before, like they're not necessarily part of the map. Where when I drive around here, it feels like this feels organic, right? It feels like it could be part of the map. You're probably wondering, or I said something about a wilderness series, and yeah, how could it be a wilderness series if when you looked at the PDA, there's a substantial amount of fields. Like, look at these fields, right? Whoop, let's drive on the road. Well, I'll show you what I was thinking about for wilderness series when we get to the one lot that I had already investigated when we get there. But there is one other lot I want to check out before we get there, and I believe we might access it from here. So we're just going to pull over for a second and check. Yeah, this is great. Like, I look at when I go to visit my mom, we drive through a bit of a farming community to get to her place, and there's probably 20 different places that look just like this. Just little Quonsets, some silos and fields. Okay, so we are currently right here. These are actually two little properties that you can purchase. Where I want to get to is this field down here, particularly because of this. So I guess I probably have to go back to the beginning of that soybean field. I probably missed it while we were talking. Let's go do that. So, have you played this map? Are you playing this map currently? If you are, actually, it'd be cool to see, because it's so open, right? Like, there's no real farms necessarily on it. It is a lot of build-it-yourself type thing. So, if you could, and you're on Discord, the link to my Discord is in the description of this channel. Click on it, join, or whatever you call it. I don't know. Let's call it join, and share some screenshots or something so I can see what you've done on the map. I'd be curious. Okay, we're not going to worry too much about harming people's crops, that kind of stuff. We got to find a way into this field back here because it could potentially be one place that we create a life. So if I play this map, it would be it'd be the loose inherit a farm and how are we going to make a living here kind of type playthrough. So I wouldn't start with this truck and this trailer or this tractor. I would start with probably something a lot more humble, but for now we'll just kind of do this because I don't normally get a chance to drive around with stuff like this. All right, so there's the grassy part. So I'm not seeing access to this field yet. All right, let's just go look at the edges. Yeah, so far I'm not really seeing any place that's meant to be accessible. Let's go to the far end over here. Wait, was that a little laneway? No. So these, all these ditches, they kind of look like they could potentially fill up at times. But in fast forwarding, actually this one maybe's got mud in it. And I did fast forward through some months just to see what the weather did. And I didn't see that happening. Actually, this has standing water in it. So that's the first place I've seen standing water. But I was looking at a totally different part of the map. So yeah, like this riverside field is great. And then, I mean, there's a big ass field here, 64 acres of cornfield. That's a lot. So maybe this is the... It would seem... Yeah, so it seems like there's not really great access to this property. So I would probably, if we were going to play on this, come in first. Yeah, maybe it's this side probably. Yeah, so you'd have to come in off of there. There's no real field access cut in or anything. So I'd really have to kind of get creative in how we're going to access this. It might include some kind of initial legwork in order to prep everything, because currently it doesn't look like there's a great way into that field. But that is a place. So that's pretty flat back there. Includes an already planted and growing field, which is not really what I'm looking for. But anyway, I saw that on the map and I just wanted to come back and check it out. That river is extremely appealing, though. Sorry, folks, we're just gonna go rip right through your crops. That's wasn't my intention to come here and start destroying people's livelihoods, but hopefully they can appreciate it. All right, so let's head over here. This to me, I would really like to see some sort of, not, I don't want to say vintage, but like open cab trailers or tractors. You know, I think we now have some of the equipment like that could go with it. I just think maybe I'd be missing the tractor. The only kind of real sort of older square body stinky old tractor I think we have is a Deutz-Fahr, right? Maybe it was up here, maybe I missed it. There's a jog in the road. Well, look, I mean, you can kind of see the road right now, right? Like it does not go straight. Yeah, I think I missed it, but you can see the way the road's kind of jogging all over the place here. But one additional thing we can look at, I guess. So there's a laneway right here. Oh, blocking traffic. I like the no hunting signs. So there's a laneway back. There's a laneway here that we could essentially use to access. This is not also not the property that I was thinking about, but there is a kind of an opportunity to do a bit of a survival type deal up here. So if this was the laneway to our compound, I guess. Yeah, look at this, looks amazing. I love days like when I got work booked in areas like this, or you know, if we're working with farms that look like this. I drive like in the summertime. I've spent a lot of time just sitting on my tailgate, you know, in the warm summer, sitting on my tailgate in areas exactly like this, just literally loving life. The only thing that would make those times better is if the property was mine. This piece of land right here is extremely appealing. Not so much for the field. If this was going to be where we were going to set up our survival series, I would probably take this field out and just grass it all over. And then secondly, I may go ahead and plant some like a small grove of like pine trees or something, almost like a bit of a pine tree, like planted intentionally, a bit of a tree farm. There's actually today, I only just sort of considered this today because there was a firewood production that just came out. So, you know, we could potentially survive up here with just having those trees and maybe the firewood production, and then you know, we could have our little farmhouse and then we could then go back and cut some fields. But this is cool, right? Because this is like a bit of a pocket. This is the reason why I see this as a wilderness map, is because everything is just so vast. But you have areas like this where you can really make them your own. Like we're existing on New Frontier right now on an area that's maybe larger than this, but not much larger than this. And this is kind of undulating here, but it has, you know, it definitely has potential. So, and I like the way that driveway comes up. So that is a thought, actually. I had looked at this as being part of the other property that we're going to go look at right now. but then I thought, well, that's probably too expensive to include this. But yeah, I think look at that. That looks so cool. I also don't think this would be. I don't think this would be the, chainsaw and a bicycle type start. I think I'd probably put in a small, like a super small farm already when we start on the map. And, the goal would be, perhaps the goal would be to, if I look back here, that starting farm, that's not really 66, 128. So that's like 207 and a quarter. And yeah, okay. So we could come onto the map. Oh, that's a lot. Seven and a quarter. That's roughly a mil. 1.7. So one of the things we could do is come on the map and our whole entire goal, it would be to buy back Grandpa's farm, of which maybe this whole entire corner could be Grandpa's farm. So over the course of whatever we're on the map for, we essentially need to save up $2 million cash and then make this purchase. And then that's when we win, right? I don't know that we want to harvest it. This is actually that's not too bad. I mean, 32 acres. We just mowed 30 acres with a 2.5 meter lawnmower. 50, 55, 65. So there's about 65 acres there. So that's actually kind of cool. That's by no means a small farm, but yeah, I think I could see that, right? So we get our crummy little. Here's that property right there. So if we get our crummy little, this is not crummy by any means, but if we have our back corner here, we can't sell that in order to make our purchase of Grandpa's farm, but we could potentially, we can come up with ways to make money there. So I think that would be a fun challenge. They really went all out with these fences in this map. I would need to remove some fences. You'll see anyways. Oh, what do we got here? I don't know whether we have anything custom on the map. The school buses, obviously, we have those all over Silver Run, not Silver Run. These look like I think I've been T-boned by basically all of these vehicles on Riverbend. All right, so we're gonna head in the next driveway. So really, the only like sell point that I can see is right over here. So it's and this actually, you want to see the creepiest thing? You probably already noticed. Everybody's waiting for you. We got David, we got Ben, we got Walter, we got Katie. And not to be outdone, we got freaking Mustachio out here. What are you doing, brother? Just hanging, like, why are you hanging out here? So that's very bizarre. So, I mean, it's nice to have a little bit of life around, but do we really need this? Can I go in? I can go in here, can't I? Excuse me, everybody. Yeah, so anyways, we have the farmer's market here. Oh, that's the worst. Hello. Yeah, no, you guys want to literally... I know you guys want to just, like, literally rip the skin off of my my bones, psychos. And they all kind of look like they want to fight. maybe you could. It'd be cool if they could, as you got closer, they smiled or something. Actually, that might be creepy too. So let's move on, shall we? This is where you'd have to get a little creative, I think, because this is. So we're gonna go on the pretense that this is the property we're gonna go with, because I've kind of played around a little bit to kind of gauge what could happen. So let's look at this. All right, so here's the property. It goes basically right from the back of the store. So here's the cutout at the bottom for the store, and that kind of takes this whole edge all the way up here. So if we bought that, we would already own that, I think, when we start the playthrough. So being that there really aren't any sell points on the map, we'd have to add some sell points and even some productions if we wanted. So yeah, there's the firewood sell point. This is the firewood processor, and it basically spawns bags of firewood, which is kind of cool. But we don't do that unless we planted trees, because I'm not cutting down the trees that are on this map. I'm not making this a forestry series, but if we were up there, that could be one of the things that we could look at, which would mean in preparation, I'd have to plant trees, and we'd be sort of skimming through some months, and then we'd have the ability to plant more trees to replace. And then I would start sort of eventually. But anyways, okay, that's besides the point. So if I came in here and eliminated some fences, we're gonna sort of quasi work through a couple things here to see what things would look like. So if I did that, then we came in here, basically we'd be looking at building out an area to add any kind of productions or sell points that we think will aid in the playthrough. Because there is nothing, right? We don't have a lot on this map. So you kind of want to take an area like this and pre-place some stuff. So let's just, we're not going to pre-place everything right now, but let's just kind of finish. Let me just get this lined up, and then we can look at what a couple things might look like before we go and check out where and how we might build out a little farm / camp / compound, whatever we want to call it. And then you might be wondering, well, how does that work for kind of living or for working and being on the map? So I'll show you that idea in a second. So just for consistency, let's go like this. Yeah, I think if we were going to play this, I would put a bunch of kind of pre-work in. Not pre-workout, but pre-work. So my guess, so I would play this on hard economy. This area, which we're going to look at here, has well, you'll see when we start driving up there, but it has it's a considerable meadow, basically. There's no field, like no cut field or anything in it. It's just like a meadow. So it's kind of ours to do whatever we want with. My guess is that I would probably turn it into a very small, like cattle operation. But we would make money off selling bales, and maybe we'd have to start off by selling hay bales or something very challenging to make any money, and then eventually we could potentially grow our operations into silage and whatnot. So let me just smooth this quickly, and we're going to use something here that I have a little bit of frustration with, but we're going to use it right now just because I don't know that I would use this necessarily in one of our normal builds, but I guess the frustration I have with this, it'd be nice to see like a blending option. This is so dumb, but I can be so picky with stuff like this, but the way these just end, like there's no way to blend them unless I can I lower that? No, because it's a decal. If I lower it, it's going to vanish, right? Never mind. I don't know what that's going to do. It was raising and lowering, but it wasn't moving. That's never good. So you do have to come with some overlap here, otherwise you get a bit of an odd thing where yeah, see that, where it kind of vanishes. So maybe we kind of go double up. So this would all be probably done prior to coming onto the map. What we're trying to do is get ourselves up into this area here. Now we have this to deal with. There's a kind of a crossing here, and I have a way to deal with that. The hard part is you're dealing with predetermined angles with this laneway. Yeah, let's go like there. So is it telling me every single time I place this, it's going to reset itself? No. Gentle curve. So the bonus with these roads, as much as I can find this frustrating, they have the sort of crunching gravel driving sound programmed into them from, I believe anyways. I want to say that I've already tested that and that was the case. I'm just hoping that I'm remembering it correctly, but yeah, so that's pretty cool. It just gives it kind of a little more life. So this is not going to be a full build. I'm going to just sort of, quasi build out what could be our starting life here. That's pretty dang close. Good God, that's all luck. Well, let's see how that looks, and then I'll tell you what I was thinking about. The backstory on a place like this, we'll come back down here and talk about placeables and stuff, but I just wanted you to kind of see how you could turn this into a bit more of a compound here, sort of a village square of sorts, where this market is here. Like, can I sell this market actually? Yeah, like it looks like I could sell it, but the only thing is, I think I have that, don't I, down here somewhere? I was just gonna look for the actual market just to sort of show how ridiculous. Oh, that's not a selling point. That's why. Yes, we do have the market right here. Yeah, so I could sell the market here, but then I don't own this. I don't own the land that it's currently on. So, like, I could. Yeah, see, it would have to start a ways back here. So we'd have to cut further into this hill and maybe make a bigger area here, which is fine, right? Like, we don't have to think small. This could come all the way over here because I own all this land, so I could place all the selling points here. I could place selling points and we could place productions down here and work like that, right? But the backstory could be, this could have been my, not Uncle Pete, but this could have been some other it's always a family member, right? But this, originally, or whoever I bought this from could have originally even owned a small market up here. And over time, they grew this into the very popular farmers market. And then eventually maybe they kept the farmers market, but they moved to Florida or something. And they just severed off this whole back piece here. And we were lucky enough to pick it up or something. I don't know. But yeah, so see, as I drive over the seams, it exposes the seam. There's a spot right there. I don't know. It just has these weird little quirks to it. I don't know whether I was supposed to lay down a trail first. If I was supposed to lay down a trail first, well then, maybe that would stop it from doing it. Anyways, it's being nitpicky, right? It's fine. But this gives me a dirt road straight up to the back. So you see, we'd have all these pastures. We could put in fields. We could do whatever we want. Come over the rolling hills, heading down to the challenging spot here. Now, there's nothing saying that you would have to get over this this area here, right? I mean, it's by no means a necessity, but the one thing we could do here, yeah, we have these, which can very much function like bridges. All right, look at that. Perfect bridge. Wait. Oh yeah, that's better. So something like this could easily span this gap. All right, if we keep it low enough, there's nothing saying that a farmer wouldn't have, had something like this. We kind of, unfortunately, so I tried to play around with this land to make it, to really try to get it to work for me, and it was kind of difficult. I found it's definitely taken me some time to get used to working with these. Having to move sort of laterally like this to get it in place is kind of hard. Some things are like, because there's no opacity to these bars, these to move on the axes. You like, if I'm trying to work with like a lamp pole or something, it's almost impossible because you don't know what angle you're on. But anyways, I'm thankful that we have this kind of stuff right now. Yeah. So look, there's a rudimentary valley crossing, and if I'm careful here, I should be able to take this edge off. I could see myself going back and maybe exposing more of the ground all the way back. Here you could kind of just paint yourself back up and underneath there, just to get rid of the grass sticking through, because how often do you see that happening? Likely never. It's like super touchy. Then you kind of want to try to use the leveling tool. And then the leveling tool gets all funky on you. I find this smoothing tool extremely tough. Like, if you accidentally have it on max strength, you're kind of screwed. It gets really nasty. Then if we know we're on the right angle for these roads. All right, so now in this area here, there's so much option. So much option. Is that even? I don't even know if that's a word. But so likely, if you were a farmer back then, you would put your house up on that hill. But I think we would reserve that maybe for cows. Like, if this was our farm area over here, perhaps, and see, this is where I'm going to have frustration with this road, because it just ends like that. Like, it'd be cool if there was like a faded end to it that we could use, that just sort of dissolved into whatever else other textures. Because if I now want to build my farmyard off of this, it's a little intrusive. But maybe what I would end up doing is ending that road on this side and then building out my own road on this side. I don't know. But if I started with a barn, so of which we have stuff like this, right? I actually, so no, you know what? So I would come in and get rid of the fences in here. Now this is obviously allowing us to understand where our property ends, but when we go to place something, it's going to tell us anyways. But I could just see this not being fenced in back here. So we have a lot of options when it comes to kind of old stuff. You just have to sort of pick the styling that you want, right? I'd want to keep things very small to begin with. Like these kind of sheds, I find these kind of in the woods. So I'll be looking at property, and then I'll find these kind of like random sheds. Kind of got to just sort of place some things and then figure out how everything works off of that. So if we got a little bit of gravel there, I'd go minimal on the buildings. I guess in a series that if I do a series on in this kind of scenario, I would definitely give myself the least amount of opportunity to earn right away. Like I wouldn't have, a cow field that had 25 cows in it or whatever. I would have no animals, but perhaps maybe have a building already in place. Just so we have it. Like if the goal is to save up $2 million to buy my grandpa's old farm, my God, we got to have a little bit of help, I think, at the beginning. Otherwise, we're in trouble. Look at this. Look at this beauty. The old farm building set. This was a recent addition, I believe. What is this ugly little beast? Yeah, like this stuff just ends up in weird places. Yeah, the grass is pretty thick here, so I gotta just see this thing. What is this thing? I don't know that concrete is the way we would go. I might try to find something more wooden. Oh wow, it's shiny. So if I sank this into the ground, would it eliminate the flooring? Yeah, see, I kind of like that. So I always got to look at stuff like that, right? With that new moving mod or whatever, you can literally sink this like an inch into the ground and then it gets rid of the flooring that was already on there. Then you can go in and grab, whatever you want. I mean, it could be an old mossy floor with some little bit of kind of mud. A tiny bit of newer gravel or broken sort of asphalty, whatever this one is called. But then on top of all of that, we just have years of, kind of runoff and nastiness. Depending on where that is on your property, you could make it look pretty gross. But anyways, yeah, let's just find one more shed here. And then we can kind of complete this little trifecta of weirdness. That probably wouldn't stay. I probably would look to replace that. But again, I'm not looking to go super in depth here. Really just playing around with some ideas. The idea is to figure out, could I play, right? So I'll go on and start thinking about what I could do with it, how I could make this relevant. Shelter. Yeah, look at this thing. This thing's great. I don't know that I would do that I would use this, but let's just put this down anyways so we can kind of keep ourselves rolling here. So same thing, we could kind of jam this down a little bit. Oh no, I see what it did. It straight up painted the ground, so we can paint the ground here. So I think it needed a bit of smoothing. We'll go with the same kind of broken concrete. What is it called? Dirt gravel, sorry. Dirt gravel. We're going to have to add some grass back into the inside of it. I would love to see what this grass looks like mowed. This map grass that we have here, that, like, to me, that looks like it's more thick than what we normally have. Is that right? This is probably a specific custom grass, I would guess. Like the tufts are ridiculous, whereas I want to say on New Frontier, it's very like mixed. Like this looks like grass. The other one on New Frontier, it looks more like, I don't want to say that it's grass, but it's not like, I don't know, it's got some issues. This looks like healthy grass, like you would want to plant this grass. Now this shed, on the other hand, would just be a little bit suspect. Just use the medium grass because it's there. Yeah, look at it. It's like really rich, dark green grass. This one we might just go so far as to slap down the old cracked pothole, the asphalt sort of texture. And you know what? Maybe we do that over here too. So I would probably build this out a little bit different, but let's see. What's the inside of this look like? Okay, so you would probably want to drop this ever so slightly. That's not too bad. I mean, really, I think you get the idea. Like, depending on what you're looking at building out for a farm, you know, the farmhouse itself, I don't think, like, everything looks so nice that we have. Not to say that I want something that's gross. Oh, look, hermit farming. This is another thing I'd like. I wish I could change the color of this, but I can't. All right. Well, depending on the cow barn that we have, yeah, this could be this could be the farmhouse, no doubt. This would be crying out for the use of like some abandoned cars. Far more of this broken up, patterned sort of concrete stuff. Oh, shoot. There's one thing that I forgot about, and I noticed this when I came on here and tried to do something. And I don't know whether there's a way around this, but if I try to put a tree in here, it tells me that there's too many trees, which I think is wild. I personally have never seen that before, so that would mean that there's a hell of a lot of trees on here. I've never run into that before. But, you know, so like, for example, if I wanted to put a tree right in the middle here, I don't think I can. All right, just in the interest of some speed here, because I don't want this to be 25-day tour. I probably wouldn't do this if we were playing on this, just stamp it all out like this. But, you know, right now we're just trying to give an example, right? So you see what I mean about, you know, I hate to say survival series, because I would definitely build out a little ghetto. I mean, if we wanted to come here and get back Grandpa's farm, this is not our equipment, so don't get me wrong there. But if we wanted to come back here and buy Grandpa's farm, and the only thing we had available was old man Witherspoon's derelict property over here, which thankfully came with a good amount of grass, but that's about it. Yeah, like look at that. Unfortunately, you know, we'd already be in a bit of a hole because we would have had to borrow money to buy this. So we may be $500,000 to $750,000 in the hole. But then, you know, the whole goal is to just work, and then we could, you know, we're gonna have a farm over there. We could potentially sell this if we wanted, but I think we would probably mandate that we don't. What kind of barn would old man Witherspoon have had? That sucks. This one would be great if we could put if it had a pasture, but I think the animals just live in this. But that actually that's so one thing. While it's frustrating to have a building that doesn't have a custom pasture, that doesn't mean that you can't. You know, okay, whatever. Let's just do this quickly here. So let's use the schmoothing tool quickly. Yeah, so it doesn't mean that you can't go in and put two things here, and then it ends up looking like it's one, right? So you can take a building. That's whatever. Well, let's you gotta have to look past some of the imperfections that are gonna pop up here. I can't take the color off this, can I? Can I make this darker? No. So why is everything solar panels? Ideally, I would want to make this building darker because it just looks so new. Yeah, see, these are massive. I'd have to go back and take a look. Maybe there's a smaller meadow fence pack. I don't know what the difference between these are. Anyways, yeah, so if I placed this here just right now for funsies, this is on a hill, so I would have to terraform this more. As you can see, this kind of stuff pains me to just quickly jam something in place, but let's say we were just jamming this in place. Right, so what's on that side and what's on this side? So there's nothing on this side. All right, yeah, so now we can go and, we can take this over slightly. Probably would have got rid of that other fence if we knew we were going to do this. Also, I'd want to do a little more research on what exactly is going to happen with this. I tested it so far as I kind of made sure that, I didn't see any like moisture hit it, but so no guarantees, right? Okay, yeah, so now if you took this and just tied it along the back of this building, this would all have been nicely manicured, so let's all understand that. Sure, we'll take the meadow grass now. Probably would have come in and maybe planted this first. So if we go in here and grab some animals. So these poor... it sucks there's no pasture. That's maybe, and you know what? Maybe I haven't... I'll have to go back into the hub and see if there's more... if there are more cow buildings that I can get. Yeah, so while we know that these are separate, somebody at quick glance might look and think that we have a full-blown sort of cattle operation here with indoor-outdoor living. So this is an extremely fast, in the interest of making the most of your time today, kind of rip through to see what this could potentially look like. Much more care would be taken if I was preparing this to make sure it was the way I wanted it. Yeah, like this would have been well landscaped to make it fit a little bit better. Yeah. So, anyways, hopefully you get the idea, right? So if you're standing here on your porch, nobody's the wiser. You've got 250 cattle out in the field. You've got cows in the building. Maybe we only put like 10 cows in the building, and it's an expensive way to do it, I guess. But and I don't even know if this is the right building. Maybe there's something even more simple that we could have live in. Cohabitate with oh, look, we got a little bit of storage and a light. Yeah, so probably maybe not the building we go with. I bet you could I have customized the side of it? It looks like the building that we put in over here, but looked like another building I was looking at. Anyways, regardless, I think you hopefully get the picture. So we build out our little Hobbit's corner up here. We drop that. This tractor is obviously far too new for us if we're going to be way out here. If we can't afford Gramps' old cow farm or Old Man Jones or whatever we're calling it, but yeah, this is why I really like this back area here. Great room for a pasture. That would I'd hopefully find some kind of derelict building that could go in here, and then we could somehow begin to try to afford cows. So between Cows. Thankfully, we can supply the dairy that's right down the hill from us. All of this grass. Right, we got this great road here. Yeah, I might use these road tools. I don't know. It's a skinny road. I might have to put a shoulder in. But look at this. It's like so I just had to say that it's the map's amazing. Like this is by far not the typical kind of large field American farming, mid prairie Canadian farming that I would just usually I'd see these maps come out and I would just immediately discount them and not even consider them. I wouldn't even bother because it's just not my kind of. I don't want to farm a 100-acre field. Oh, that's the last thing I do is look at what a 100-acre field looks like because I think it's going to be pretty crazy. Anyways, where's the bakery or the dairy? That's the bakery. Oh, the dairy is the milk. Yeah, so. All right, here's wishing we could change the signage. There's no other dairy, is there? No. All right, well, you know what? Maybe we're a small town, so maybe this is what the dairy looks like. All right, we just got to build the driveway out around it. But yeah, anyways, we could build this area out and make it make sense. And you know the rest of the town folk could come up here. It'd be cool if we had things like if there was an Applebee's or whatever, we could sort of fudge it. And I could potentially see if we're doing a playthrough, even having owned this land, just so we could open this up and put some additional buildings in here. But I think you get the picture. So yeah, what do you think about something like this? I want to say the 100-acre field is the one across the road here. Let's go look at that. 105, 106. Oh, okay. This one's actually 106 right behind us. Let's do a quick experiment and see how much time it takes to drive diagonally across this piece of land. Yeah, like see, and atypical to a wilderness map. There's traffic. There's stuff happening. Yeah, I like it quite a bit. I think this would be, this would not be your wilderness map replacer. But this definitely has the makings of a good sort of starting from scratch. Yeah, okay, we're gonna run diagonal. Starting from scratch type thing. Let's go 45 kilometers an hour. I can't even see the other side of the field. This is crazy. Wait. Do I have the thing that shows potential yield? No, maybe that's only... So it's... Okay, so field area itself is 80 acres. The overall land is 106. That's what it is. Well, still, it's an 80-acre field, and I've never driven in an 80-acre field either, so... My God. I just don't find this appealing. And that's just me. Obviously, there's a lot of people that really enjoy this. But holy crap. I would have to use heavy course play and auto drive, assuming we can do it like we used to be able to do it, where you can program your two systems to work together. Then I could have AI workers come and do this entire job, and I wouldn't have to touch it. All I do is count the cash. Then I could potentially do it, but what the hell? Look at this. I'm still driving. There's some maps that I'd already be back to one end to the other already. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's that. What's the... Should we end on that site? Okay, well, you know what? That's been the third installment of Can I Play Insert Map Name Here. And in this case, it's Monteith, Iowa, Guthrie County, Iowa. Yeah, you know what? I could play on this map for sure. I think I'd really enjoy it. especially this right now. So, but I'd like to know what you think. And honestly, if you've played on the map and you've built out a farm, shoot some screenshots or whatever, and then go find my Discord and share them. There's a spot on there to share screenshots. If you're making content on there, there's a place you can post the link to the video. That's a hard one for me because it's really hard for me to go and watch everybody's content. But being able to see the screenshots of what you've done, I think that's really cool. So, anyways, hopefully you found this useful. If you're considering this, I'll also leave a link in the description to where you can download this map. And there are, if I remember correctly, there's a couple required mods, but I don't honestly remember. Oh yeah, there is a couple required mods, but not. I think there was 3. So anyway, so there you go. I have my eyes on another Can I Play insert map name here. So stay tuned for something maybe relatively soon. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But this is. Yeah, this is a good one, man. I got some good feels on this map. So, all right, guys, take it easy. I appreciate your time, and I will see you later.